There are a lot of cool videos out there about how to handle and fight writer's block. And I'm going to link some of my favorites below actually for you to check out if you're curious, because there's a lot of good ways to approach this. But today, my focus in this video is to find the root of it, like figuring out why you're not feeling motivated, figuring out why you're feeling blocked, figuring out the root of it can help you figure out how you actually need to fight it. In my opinion, there's a lot of different reasons for writer's block, like fear, procrastination, feeling lost or confused about your story, feeling bored or disliking it altogether, feeling burned out, dealing with perfectionism. I just want to talk about this really briefly today because knowing the root of why you're feeling blocked or not motivated can help you actually fight it. So you'll see on the internet all these amazing ideas and tips, but if it's not reacting to the root of the problem, it might not work. So it's better to start with why. Why do you feel that way? So I just want to talk about a few of my examples, and maybe there's more out there. If you have more, put them in the comments below. I want to know. But let's talk about procrastination and laziness. And I think these two personally, I think they go hand in hand because I at least struggle with both of them and they kind of go together. And so for me at least, some of the ways that I fight both procrastinating and just feeling lazy are to make a plan, make a schedule, kind of write down my goals and everything. And we talked about this just yesterday in the time management. So these are very related. If you want to go watch that video, I'll put it in the links below and I'll put it in the cards because procrastinating, if you're just kind of we'll just see what happens, that doesn't work for me because of my root problem of procrastination and laziness. So make a plan. Also, I would say in this particular root problem, accountability really helps. So have some writer friends that you can talk to, develop relationships with people that you can connect with and say, hey, I am not getting anything done. Can you keep me accountable and check in? And then you have that accountability to be I better start working now. If you're feeling lost and confused about where your story should actually go, that's probably the true definition of blocked, but I would say there's a ton of stuff you can do if you're in that situation just to figure out your story and brainstorm it and plot it out until you kind of break past that confusion and that lack of direction. You can read craft books like Save the Cat. Hold on. This book, you guys, this is the new version for novel writing. I thought I almost didn't get this, and then people started raving about it, and I was like, okay, I better try it out. And it has the beats of the original, but it's for novels. Every single word in here gives me ideas for my story, and it just gave me so much breakthrough. I remember when I first got it, I sat down and I read the first couple pages, and I stopped reading. I took out my notebook for my story and I started brainstorming all the ways that I could just fix just the beginning, the first couple pages, and I rewrote it. I just have to promote this book. Some other good craft books. I really love this Science Fiction and Fantasy by Orson Scott Card, and he has written things like Ender's Game, and he's just a smart dude right here. If you're writing science fiction and fantasy about creating worlds, love this book. If you're looking for stuff that you just need encouragement and you just need somebody to help you, almost like a writing friend to just encourage your soul and sit down with you and be you can do this. You can write this book. All the pages in here, I've highlighted everything. So love that book. And then these two books are other ones that I have not read yet, but I've heard really good things about them. So if you are looking for more of a memoir type thing, Stephen King, I've heard that he kind of just tells his story and gives you a kick in the butt. And then this one, The Anatomy of Story, is more for me so far, it's been a little bit dry. I prefer Save the Cat, but you can check this out if Save the Cat doesn't work for you. Other things you could do if you're feeling lost or confused and blocked that way is you could read fiction books in your genre or in another genre altogether. Those can be massively inspiring. They always seem to help me just get really in the creative zone and oh my gosh, I could do this. I could have my character be like that and I could have them go here. And so that's really inspiring to read. So definitely make sure to put that on your list no matter what. And then you could just find other ways to brainstorm and just plot and generally think through your story, whether it's to pull up questionnaires from Pinterest on like world building or your characters or other things, or again, craft books, or even talking to writer friends. It's weird. I feel like I've mentioned that before, but they help. If your problem is that you're feeling bored and you're feeling like you dislike your story, then I would point you back actually to my video that I did at the beginning of this month, which is write what you're excited about. Because if you're not excited and you're feeling bored about your story and you're trying to force it when you really don't like it, your reader's going to feel the same way and they're not going to enjoy reading that either. So, this doesn't apply to every situation. You got to feel out if that's actually the case. But if you literally realize that you just don't even like what you're writing, then I'd encourage you to try skipping it. And whether you come back to it eventually or you don't go back to it at all because you ended up not needing it, it depends on the situation. But kind of getting out of that and to write what you're excited about can really help you. Even if, like, for example, I think I've heard this in someone else's video on writer's block, even if you were to write something that's not part of the story at all, like say you're feeling blocked in this scene and it's a hard scene and you just don't know like what to do, maybe you take your character in that scene and you actually like sit down with them and you write sort of a chat or an interview where you just talk to them or you talk to them about their history and you kind of just write like a whole other scene that you may or may not even use, although it'd be cool if you do use it. And that can even get you unstuck because it can make you excited about your character again. It can make you less bored about the scene and it can give you like a spark of inspiration. It can also help to talk to writing friends. And if you are feeling burnt out, like that is another block all in itself. And in that case, some of the advice out there actually really won't apply because you just need to take a break or maybe just refill your creative well by doing something totally unrelated to writing, by getting away from it all, doing something else that you love, or just reading a book or watching a movie. Give you permission to watch like a Netflix show all day long if you are feeling burnt out, and then learn to pace yourself and, get some writing friends to help you with that. Just know your limits and know that it's okay to take a day off and to just step away from it for a while. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you need it and I need it. I'm really speaking to myself right now. I need a day off desperately. And if you're dealing with perfectionism or fear of some kind, I feel like fear is like an umbrella that could have a lot of things under it, and perfectionism is one of those things, like the feeling of I'm afraid that I'm not good enough, it's not going to be great enough and perfect, and afraid that people won't like it, and afraid people will think it's stupid or just won't read it at all. Fear and perfectionism are something that we all face at one point or another, unfortunately. I'm going to be talking about this a lot more in tomorrow's video because I feel like it's a topic all on its own. So just a little plug here to subscribe and ring the bell next to the subscribe button so that you're notified when the next video comes out, because tomorrow I want to talk all about just overcoming doubt and that fear of not being good enough and that like that imposter syndrome and just all those gross feelings, because it helps to fight those feelings and to replace them with like the positive things and the truths that will fight the lie. And then in the end, like some of the advice that I've seen out there on the internet that really applies to this, and it's kind of unfortunate, but I say just do it anyway. Like just go for it. Don't let that, like if the fears are what's blocking you and you got your story figured out, but you're just afraid, not just afraid because it's not a just situation, it's really hard. But if you're feeling that fear, I encourage you to fight that kind of writer's block with just doing it anyway. Like if you need to, just tell yourself nobody's ever going to see it and it's for you and it's just your writing time and you're doing it because you love it. Forget about what other people think. Just hey, maybe you just need to tell yourself nobody's ever going to read this story. And then if that changes someday, great, because you're going to edit it a lot. So anyway, I'm rambling a little bit here. I hope that helps you guys out. And again, make sure that you tune in for tomorrow's video because I definitely want to talk about that last one a lot more. But whatever the root of the problem is, whether it's one of the ones I mentioned or something totally different, once you nail it down and you figure out what the root is, then you can fix it. And I encourage you to do that, to actually sit down and think to yourself, why am I feeling blocked? And this can happen to you quite frequently, and it can be for all different reasons. Like one day I'll be blocked because I am struggling with the fear and I don't feel good enough. And then another day I'm just blocked because I'm like, I don't know where this story's going. I have no clue what's supposed to happen next. So it changes, and it really helps to figure out the root. I hope this video has encouraged you guys, whatever it is that you're dealing with. I just want you to know you're not alone. You're not the only one. And if it has encouraged you today, please give it a thumbs up to support my channel and subscribe below so we can hang out again in the future. And of course, it's release week, so I have a ton of announcements for you guys. First of all, the giveaway. If you pre-order Pearl's Number, you are entered to win a signed copy of Pearl's Number, Evelyn's Number, or a Kindle based on the books, or a $10 gift card. And whether you win or not, you come away with a prize at the end, which is your amazing copy of Pearl's Number that you get to read. And then you are actually entered in every single giveaway. So I believe at this point in this video there are 2 giveaways left this week, and then the one that is the grand prize giveaway leading up to the actual release day, which is both books and both candles. Not only that, but Evelyn's Number is on sale up to the release day, because why not? I want to make it so this is like the best deal ever and you can get both books at once. So you can order Evelyn's Number and it'll come to you like right now, and then you can pre-order Pearl's Number and it will come to you in the mail on November 13th. I'm considering giving away occasional signed copies over on Patreon, as well as all the leftover candles, because I have a bunch of candles left. And so if you're interested in Patreon, all the links are below. Go check it out. It's this fun place where I get to hang out with you guys and provide like insight and actually talk to you one-on-one and like give you personal direct help in your writing journey. So that's really cool. I'd love to hang out with you there. If you're interested, just give it a look, see what you think. I think that's everything. I mean, I'm sure there's more, but anything that you're curious about, just check out the links below. And I hope you guys have an amazing day, because I'm going to talk to you again tomorrow. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye!